back, y'all. What's going on, Gainesville?
Hello, Gainesville. You are listening to the Refresh on Friday show here on WMBT, The Beat 90.1 FM.
Hey, yo.
It's sunshine in the house, shining everywhere.
And like us, which is good. But it's just
I'm going to need to shine a little more right now. This is the segment of the show that DJ Jerk kind of feel a little some kind of way about.
You're going to have to do a little heavy lifting on this. But the thing about it is, yeah, let's get right into it then. How about that?
Today's healthy tips and tidbits section, we are talking about sweeteners.
So sweeteners.
Sugar and honey and everything nice. Last week we talked about spices.
Okay.
But I didn't want to talk about the sugar because it needs its own segment.
That's right. Sugar and spice and everything nice. So
yes.
Tell me about it. So are there sweeteners that I should stay away from? Are there some?
There are sweeteners, yes, sir, that you should stay away from.
Okay.
And there are those that you can partake of.
All right. So
starting off,
yeah.
And the reason why you want to stay away from them is because how, God brilliantly designed the body is just like anything else. If you try to input something that is foreign, it's going to reject it.
Absolutely.
Or in the process of trying to receive it and break it down, you may be crippling a certain part of your body or one of your system parts, of your digestive system, of your respiratory, respiratory system, circulatory system, and you don't want to cause any problems that you do not have to endure or deal with. So there are some sweeteners that you really want to stay away from. I know a lot of people love those little Sweet and Low packages and Splenda. You want to stay away from those. Aspartame, a lot of people like to use that as a low, calorie food. However, the science behind it has not really proven it to be a good thing to partake. It's done more damage, than good. Also, you want to stay away from agave nectar, and I've seen this in some of everywhere. Just putting it is on the shelf in your, your local health food stores and in that organic section. But you really want to stay away from it. It says it has greater percentage of high fructose, of fructose than high fructose corn syrup. So you want to stay away from that. You don't want to do anything that's going to cause your body to go into a panic mode or a state of emergency, have your insulin being constantly put in your blood system to try to level off those sugars. Avoid sucralose. Sucrose.
Wow.
You want to also avoid sugar. Now that's where it hits me. You love gravy, I love sugar.
Right.
But you want to stay away from it. It's a driving force of obesity, not only in adults, but in children. I visited my son's high school and even the junior high or middle schools here in town when they were in middle school, and some of those girls are bigger than me.
Wow.
Not just in height, because Sunshine is only like 5'2" and 3/4. I have to put that 3/4 on there.
You're going to give it my 3/4.
Yes, you're going to give it to me because I'm not just yet 5'3", but they weigh more in size. Seriously, for real, you should not be in middle school or in high school wearing a size 22. I'm sorry. That's just too much.
Yeah.
Your body can only take, so much. You want to stay away from high fructose corn syrup and things that you can try. You can try stevia, Stevia. That is one of the best sugar alternatives. And it's the safest one, just hands down. It is derived naturally. And it has been used for many, many, many decades. It is actually a plant. And the stevia is extracted from the leaves of the stevia plant. Contains 0 calories. You don't have all that spiking, sugar highs, sugar lows that other sweeteners will give your body. Also, you can use sugar alcohols. I said it, sugar alcohols. They're little small, look like little candies that you can use to sweeten your beverages. Very similar to honey. So you want to use that, which is my favorite coming up.
Yes.
Raw local honey.
Honey, so
it is
good.
important that you use local honey. The reason why, DJ Jerk, is because your body is accustomed to the pollen and things that's already in the air locally. Now, you go get something from 1,000 miles away, your body may, I'm allergic to this, but this honey is good for me. Get the raw, local honey.
I was watching something on the History Channel one time. No, they went one of the tombs in Egypt or something like that, and they found some honey down there. Mint condition.
Wow.
They're thousands of years old. This
honey doesn't expire, you guys.
That's crazy, right?
And that's just so unreal to me.
That changed my whole perception on honey. After that, I'm like, honey is the best. After that, man, and then I never had local honey, so I'm gonna have to try that. I was driving back from Jacksonville about a week ago, and I saw the people on the side of the road selling their honey, saying it was the best. And I was interested in but that's something I'm gonna have to get into, buying local. Cause I all the honey that I've always had, I bought it off the grocery store. Mm-hmm. But I want to try it, what I mean, from a local farmer, producer of honey.
Awesome.
So that'd be cool.
Yes, it is really, really great. And also, honey is a natural antiseptic. It helps with the healing of burns, cuts, and scrapes.
I have no clue.
It is also is loaded with the properties for cancer defending antioxidants.
That's amazing.
It will help to alleviate allergy symptoms, and that's why you want to use your local honey. Because your body is already, has been exposed to the whatever pollen agents and nectar that the bees have, extracted from the flowers. Your body is already accustomed to them. So that'll make it easier on you. And you also want to try it has on here the real maple syrup. Now, don't run to the store and get that stuff that's been manufactured, watered down, loaded up with some extra, sugar and salt and all of that, and they slapped a maple syrup label on it because it has a teaspoon of maple syrup in it. You want to get the real maple syrup. That is so important. And one of my great-grandmother's favorite, black strap molasses. It's rich in iron, potassium, and calcium, making it a healthier choice than nutritionally defunct artificial sweeteners. So that's a great one. And I love to put that on biscuits when I was a little girl. Those real homemade biscuits, not the stuff that you get in a can, DJ. The real biscuit.
The real biscuit.
That put some sweat equity in it. You had to knead that dough and make them all cute and perfect, and they'll bake up.
Oh, you talking about Granny?
Yes, with that homemade butter.
Yeah.
Yes, glory. I just feel it in the air. Glory. Yes, but you want to be aware of that. Like I always say, you really want to know your family's medical history, as well as knowing about your cousin Pookie and your auntie, Fei Fei and Uncle Bubba. Learn that medical history so you can be aware of things that your body has already been exposed through, through the bloodline. Wow. That's very important.
Well, we're going to go right into our HBCU spotlight, if that's okay with you.
That is fine with me.
Since there's,
the show is about over.
Yeah, we move fast. It's like a locomotive, man. We just keep riding. Well, look, who do we have today for the HBCU spotlight?
Today we have Wilberforce University.
I don't know much about Wilberforce. You have to tell me.
I love to talk about our HBCUs. It is a fully accredited liberal arts institution.
Okay.
Offering more than 20 academic concentrations in business communications, engineering sciences, and the humanities.
Nice. The
Methodist Episcopal Church purchased property for the new institution. This is in Xenia, Ohio. This is back in 1856, you guys. This institution have lived through the Civil War era, and then it was later entrusted to Bishop Daniel A. Payne of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. This is why all that Richard Allen good stuff, everything just ties in. It negotiated the purchase of the university facilities. And later on, through the years, the AME Church has continued to keep its hand upon it, So it is an awesome institution, and I'm so happy to hear that in the 21st century, that more students are now turning back to historically black colleges and universities.
Yes. I attended a screening for a very important documentary about that subject, about that topic of how we should preserve our HBCUs, and I like to think that documentary, and then just an overall sense of awakening, that our younger generation are going to pick the numbers up. You know what I mean? Because we need those institutions. You know, most of our black middle class across this country came from HBCUs. That's just a fact. Right. I mean, it's something that we definitely have to, I think, preserve. It's very important in our community to do that. Wilberforce, like I said, I didn't know much about it. I do see here that W.E.B. Du Bois went there, so shout out to him, man.
Yes, it was actually a part of the Underground Railroad.
What?
The great Harriet Tubman utilized the institution and the property thereof when the Underground Railroad was in force, and it came to be the university was formed to provide an intellectual mecca and refuge from slavery's first rule, ignorance. Wilberforce, the nation's oldest private historically black university, was named to honor the great 18th century abolitionist William Wilberforce.
Nice, I see him right here. That's so awesome. That made me think of Tuskegee with Booker T.
Yes, it's an education to me like no other. I'm a proud graduate of the 1994 class at Florida A&M University, and it's not to say that other colleges won't provide you with a quality education. They're all held to standards according to the accreditation association or committees or organizations. Nevertheless, when you can make that connection with your own people, they understand your issues, your struggle, your culture. You know, to me, that was just priceless. And to have professors that cared, if you did not go to class, they just didn't say, oh, well, I get a paycheck, you know, if you're here or not. They put almost like a bounty on you to be found and have you brought back to class.
Yeah.
I remember that Professor Wilson at FAMU. I was out of class a few days, and he was like, where is she? I was sick, you know, and then I got bad news. I had a family member to die, so I was really like under the weather, under the covers. And then when they gave him the report, I still didn't get back to class. He came to himself and knocked on my apartment door and said, I need you in class.
That's real.
You know?
And that's not the first story I've heard from up there in FAMU like that.
Yes,
I had another friend who told me a story a lot similar to that. So, what parent wouldn't like that? You know what I mean?
That was just priceless. I'm still talking about it. And I graduated in 94. And that took place, I want to say, in 92.
That's all right.
So that story is old, but it's a part of my life and humble beginnings, you know, being a student at an historically black college university. And I continued that on when I was a teacher, rather an adjunct instructor at Santa Fe College. One of my students was MIA. And I said, come on, go with me. And I snatched at one of the academic advisors, and we took flight and found a student. He was going through some financial difficulties. His mother could no longer support him. So instead of having just one job, he had 3 jobs.
Wow.
You know, just to provide for himself.
And a kid.
Yes, 18, 19-ish.
Right.
And so I told him, I need you in class. But I've been gone. You know, he was boohoo crying. You know, he didn't want to fail. But I said, if you come to class, I will handhold you to help you to pass and get out of here. Because he was super smart.
So,
and he made it through and graduated.
And I really appreciate you making that connection. You know, what they say, reach one, teach one. And
that's it.
The teacher helped you, and you just transcend and pass that torch right down to the...
Right,
That's just so awesome. That's what it's all about. And that's how we create transgenerational education and just brilliance.
Keep those dots
you know what I mean?
connected, yes.
It's so awesome. So, hey, we got to wrap it up. We're already in another hour. So I appreciate you coming through again.
Yes, I love the Refresh on Friday show, and I hope you guys love it too. Continue to stay tuned in. We have an awesome show lined up for next week.
Awesome.
We are just excited about it. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. We want to make this a worldwide phenomenon.
Awesome. Hey, y'all don't go nowhere, man. Keep it locked right here. WMBT. That's the refresh this week, y'all. Peace out. Got Sunshine. You want to say bye-bye to the people?
Bye-bye, y'all. Have a good weekend and a great next week.
All right. God bless y'all. Don't go nowhere. I do it. Just like that.